What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So guys, channel membership is now live. Link is in the description and the first comment. Do check it out. That would really help. So the next Olympia qualifier of this year, Toronto Pro. That is happening as we speak. And first of all, we have Classic Physique, where we have a real OG who was there competing today at Toronto Pro. Branch Chen, a former top 6 Olympian. I'm gonna say with one of the most cartoonish and classic looking physique to ever step on any classic physique stage. And as expected, him and another Asian guy, John Lee, they are fighting for the top spot tonight. So the results of this show in classic physique, that is gonna be really interesting because Branch Chen is made for classic physique. The way this guy poses, the way he's put up together, especially from the front, the way he poses, with his impeccable flow, top to bottom, humongous quads, a very tiny waistline. He is classic all day long. And John Lee on the other hand, he had more muscular physique overall. The man had that crazy side leg, more density in the back double biceps. So this battle seems to be a very close one. And maybe the more classic looking guy, who is Branch Chen, he should probably win here. Because after all, it is classic physique we are talking about. But that being said, he's gonna do that, just by the tiniest of margins, just by a hair. But that being said, it could go the other way too. And we will see the direction the judges take this time. I do want to point out another guy here, Samuel Paquin. Apologies if I'm pronouncing the name wrong. Probably the biggest guy in classic physique lineup. And with that crazy X-frame and stage presence that we saw from him tonight, he should 100% dominate shows in the future. Now it's kind of too bad that his back is pretty shallow and it's still very behind in terms of development, especially in comparison to his front shots. And he's just never ripped from the back. So it wasn't a big lineup in terms of the men's open class at this year's Toronto Pro show. I mean, all of us already knew that it will be Regan versus Sasan for the third time this year. And for those of you guys who do not know, Regan did beat Sasan twice in the last few weeks. First at the New York Pro and then at Cali Pro. So is the story any different than Cali Pro here? Well, I'm gonna say in terms of the way both these guys, they showed up tonight, it's not that much different. Sasan is again in a far better conditioning than Regan. He's so much harder from the front compared to Regan, but Regan just has more size overall. He obviously has better frame, better structure, way better aesthetics, and the fact that he takes up so much space on the stage, that just simply plays a huge role when we have a guy who stands out so much. Now that being said, if Sasan is harder from the front, then Regan is looking crazy good from the back. He has that unbelievable back width, one of the best hamstrings in the entire men's open right now. And the fact is, he wins the back shots with such a huge margin. And although his conditioning from the front, that isn't as impressive as someone like Sasan, but the fact is, he came in fuller. So if he can maintain that full look, because that has been a big issue for him in the past. Like for instance, it just happened this year at the New York Pro. So if he can maintain that, he's gonna win that show. But on the flip side, can you make a case for Sasan winning this show and finally securing his Olympia spot if Regan misses one more time? And just because Regan is undoubtedly so massive and so huge, standing next to a guy like Sasan, it does make a case for Regan Grimes one more time. But even then, you simply cannot ignore the difference in the overall muscle quality. The kind of detail and the muscle maturity that Sasan brings, that is simply on a whole different level. He has so much separation and that too everywhere. Now we talk about Regan's small waist, and we talk about that all the time. But just notice the difference in the overall abs development between Sasan and Regan. And in my opinion, Sasan's side chest tonight, that was off the charts. That was looking totally insane. Now, some more things to point out here. The depth and the detail in Sasan's quads and his chest compared to a guy like Regan, that is simply awesome. Now this package of Sasan, that is very similar to what we saw from him at FIBO Germany earlier this year, where he almost beat a guy like Andrew Jacked. So credit must be given to Sasan Hirati and his coach Chris Azito for making that bodybuilding peak happen, and that too very smoothly in 5 different shows back to back. So this wasn't the best condition of Regan, as I mentioned this earlier, especially from the front. And I think he has left the door open for Sasan to snatch this win from him tonight. But that being said, that is simply based on what we are seeing from the live stream and the pictures and the videos that came out. Now, I don't know how many of you guys have also noticed this, that Regan's legs from the front, they look a bit skinny compared to his huge upper body. Now, after the prejudging, I'm going with Sasan for the win tonight. But do let me know what you guys think. And also hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video. And smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.